of course, it comes down to day-to-day interactions or the coach interactions with the athletes, and you know, that openness and willingness to be part of a discussion is important, and you know, I think that's a critical part. I think actually practice environment is a huge part in this as well, and you know, ultimately they're there to enjoy and participate in a sport that they've chosen, and they want it to be fun. For that to happen, I think the environment is important. How we structure practice. I often wander around and see lots of, from different sports around the country, look at, you know, lines of young players stood in line waiting for their turn. They have their opportunity and then they go back to the end of the line and stand and wait for another few minutes. And so for that engagement, there's that can sometimes lead to some boredom or some sort of, and they just get a little bit of sidetracked, and then suddenly that's not fun. Age-appropriate coaching, of course, is important, and you know, if you're playing with young 6-7-year-olds, to play full field activity is going to be challenging for them. You know, it's a completely different view of a full hockey field or a full ice rink if you're a young kid, and so the age appropriateness and the practice environment is a really important part of creating a fun dynamic and an environment where people want to come back and have another go tomorrow. And the skill of the coach, of course, you know, it's not necessarily for the coach to motivate, but that may be one of the skills they need to do, and it's certainly a skill of a coach to be observant and see if a practice is too boring or too difficult, and then anxiety levels can creep in, and so that idea of finding the right flow state for an exercise is certainly the skill of a coach. So practice environment, I think, is really important in eliciting good fun activities and making it, kids like to be competitive, and so that's a great way to have some fun, but I think the way we set up practice can really help.